say something on behalf of women that you all don't hear very often. It is hard to be a man in this day and age. I have to hold my gut?
Yep.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. It is hard to be a man in this day and age. Was there a gasp over there or something? Now, before you go home and tell your wives, two things can be true, right? It's not exactly easy to be a woman, but we're here to talk today about you guys. And men are in kind of a relational purgatory. As mentioned by Paul and Donovan, we're being asked to unlearn the messages we were taught as kids, right? Boys don't cry, rub dirt in it, be a man, all of that stuff. But you're also somehow being expected to know what to do without ever being given a manual or taught, and this is where I insert a point about men asking for directions, but that's part of the point, right? So instead, when men don't know what to do, they shut down. A couple other options were the drinking and that stuff, but most often our nervous system shut down. And this is not helpful from a mental health or relational standpoint. It makes us disconnect. And in relationships, we're looking for the opposite. We're looking for presence, for responsiveness, for connection. So I'm guessing that many of you are here today because someone important to you said, I think this might be good for you. Some of you are here for the gym bros, many probably for the gym bros, but I'm guessing someone in your life said, this might be good. Now I want you to think about that person. What is it that they're asking for from you? Is it to take better care of yourself? Is it to be more emotionally present? Is it to better manage your anger? Is it to show up more consistently for them? Now, if you can name the ask, my follow-up to that would be, if the desire is there, why aren't we delivering? It's not that you don't care. I promise you that. So, laziness is not a thing. Gym bros, agree with me? Laziness is not a thing. Laziness is almost always because of something else. It's often not knowing where to start, fear of messing up, getting it wrong, feeling overwhelmed, or even just an absolutely flooded nervous system. So, if shame worked, if bullying ourselves worked, if the messages that we were taught as children worked in this instance, just suck it up and work harder, right? Rub some dirt in it. If that actually worked, you would have done it. It's much better than getting nagged, I promise you that. So the next question I'd ask you, rather than bullying yourselves and saying, why can't I work harder? Rather than saying, what's wrong with me? I want you to consider asking, what's wrong for me? What is getting in the way of me achieving this goal? Because relational conflict is not a lack of caring, right? And that's the problem. You guys care, you just don't know what to do. Relational conflict is often a lack of regulation or a lack of skills. That's not a personal failure. That's a learning gap. And that can be filled. So what we see when we don't know what to do is the shutdown that we were talking about. When men go quiet, withdraw, numb out, do all the things that Paul and Donovan have been talking about, that's not indifference. That's actually self-preservation. So clinically, what's happening in your nervous system is that your body is feeling unsafe, the situation feels unwinnable, it's feeling overwhelmed. So in order to preserve yourself, nailed it. In order to preserve yourself, what it does is it disconnects, right? It separates you. But in doing so, you're disconnected, and it disconnects you from everyone else, which leaves both that person and you feeling incredibly alone. Which makes sense why many men are left feeling alone, having to do it all by themselves, not ask for help, all of those things. So what helps in this situation? It's not perfection, believe me, it is not getting it right, and it's also not avoiding conflict. Just figured out how to use the mic, by the way. Doing really well on that. It is repair. So strong relationships aren't built by people who never fight. You actually need to fight. in a healthy way. They're built by people who come back after and repair, right? And that leaves me with a practical tool, because I know, I can't remember who it was, Paul or Donovan. Donovan was talking about journaling your feelings. There it is. So, he said, write down your feelings. And I am guessing many of you men are going to say, I have no idea what I'm feeling. Because men are often only taught 2 to 3 socially appropriate emotions. They're taught happy, angry, and maybe sad when your favorite baseball team loses the World Series. Maybe on that day, right? So instead of trying to figure out those feelings, let's notice what's going on in the body. Because we know physical and emotional goes together. Actually, it often shows up physically before we can even clock it emotionally. So consider, is my jaw clenched right now? Is my chest feeling tight or heavy? Are my shoulders hiked up near my ears? Are they tight? Is my stomach in knots? Am I feeling jittery or restless, can't stand still? Am I not able to feel anything in my body? Am I feeling entirely numb? And 2 things are happening here. Just by me asking those questions, your body likely softened. You noticed what was happening. And what that does is it tells your nervous system, I'm safe. It actually regulates you. It sets you back online, and it turns the thinking part of your brain on. So if you're checking out, it checks you back in. And then what it also does is it makes you relationally present. What you're able to do is now have something that you can name to that person who's trying to communicate with you. What you're doing is saying, my body is feeling incredibly tight, and I think I need a minute. Or, I'm feeling really irritable, and I need to step away, right? What we're noticing physically can actually help us mentally. And what this does is it stops the stonewalling, it stops the disappearing, it stops people thinking that you don't care and can't be bothered. What it does is it says, I'm right here even if I need a minute. So, let me be perfectly clear, because you were all clearly taught the wrong messages. I'm gonna be honest on that one. So in an interaction, listening does not equal agreeing. Validation does not equal admitting faults. And naming, acknowledging where we're at, it does not equal weakness. That's taking accountability. That's taking responsibility. As Donovan said, that's leadership, right? And the goal in all of this is not to become a different man. It's to become a more effective and more accountable man who's able to take better care and be more present for the people that he loves. And in doing so, those people that you love aren't having to pay the price for what you were simply just never taught. And in all of that, that makes us feel less alone because we're able to connect. Thank you.